Yebeyi omo achre no nkomo a yedi ho ensem no Metro Mass Transit ho nsem no da so a ettie ye hwina no isan se nra no pa enye prosifo ne ye asem a anka Deputy Managing Director asem to no wo mkodjojo ne tai e de brantam ne office a chese papa no prosifo ne edi no afofi asem kese pa ene to no nra nwumre na yenim se emergency by 2 p.m. na emergency board meeting koso na ahumachin ye sorry ya press release a free presidency aba ma menken kan quickly na menko ahomaso na Minister of Transport eni sa asemi ho nkomo na presidency statement aba no eye ora Prosper Bani Chief of Staff na nensa ehya quickly or say the board of directors of the Metro Mass Transit MMT has been dissolved. A statement signed by Chief of Staff Prosper Bani said, according to the statement, Managing Director of the MMT, Nobo John Apia, and his deputy, John Euku Jwasa, have also been asked to step aside for investigations to commence into the operations of the company. The President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has asked Brigadier General I.B. Kwoti, retired, to take over the management of the company pending the conclusion of the investigations. You go straight to the lines. Any Minister of Transport, Mame Jifa Ativo, any enkomo. Senior nimuni ebedi no brofo kasem na eche di munchi muka edi abaka kasem. Mr. Ativo, thank you for joining us here on Adom TV and good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Kaba. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I hope you are well too.
Yeah, I'm very fine.
Great to have you. Yesterday we got wind of this board meeting, and then when we woke up this morning, we have asked, you had me read the statement from the presidency. So what nature of investigations are we expected to be carried out at the MMT?
Kaba, when we set up the investigative body, we will announce the terms of reference for everybody to know exactly what form it will take.
And so currently, Brigadier Kwoti retired. What manner of position is that? Is he in an acting capacity, or he's
yeah, he'll be acting.
Without
as the statement says, the MD and the deputy MD have been asked to step aside. So there's the need for somebody to take charge of the place.
In the meantime, how would he alone be, taking charge of the responsibilities at MMT without a board?
Let's wait and see what happens, please.
Would the ministry take over the board activity by way of supervision?
I'm not sure it takes ages to set up a board. Hello?
Hello, ma'am, we are listening.
Yeah, I'm not sure it will take a long time to put a board together.
I see. And so we will be told the modalities for the formation of the committee in due course. Do you have an idea within which period? Maybe a week or 2 weeks?
It will be very, very, very soon.
Very, very
soon. Invite the media to be part of it.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Ativo, for that confirmation. Minister of Transport, the 70 hour say or confirm it, say Omampani through Chief of Staff, a dissolved board, of the Metro Mass Transit. Now, maybe say Brigadier Kwoti retired. Oba, Oba, and also senior statement in the kind, Oba in an acting capacity. And I'm saying, now, on to me, you man a bra board new one, and also Oba, and I'm saying, board, and you knew ye, and you heard him some from a bar, and I said, also, and Chibia, almost edible from a bar. And I mean, saying, committee, no, but in the diamond number, shall say, Juma, na crime men soon almost fire, Mojuan, also, and Chibia, and also, the one man near Barbeto about Tinti. In summary, many Minister of Transport in Komodieno na eho ene edikusie. And on the 25 any national organizer edema NDC National Democratic Congress Kofi Adams if you are Kofiano pay watching.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you fatal ye papa? We're national organizer Atana.
Promoting made in Ghana goods.
You promoting made in Ghana goods and pa. So and a member of parliament at the Efutu constituency, Alexander Afenyo Markins. Kwame Nakahumbi. To us one more Kwame na here no have an into Kwame Moaje.
You look over.
Oh yeah.
Our dear for Adom. Empire your boy in the necessary for was why you remember a fee and a fee being part 1 3-month salary pen about your one. I remember saying I should have decision because you're there.
I'm saying no some the government policy almost back
and I say obi will pass out na sebio we post na ko baby why you juma 2 years that's our bench there no policy there no matter how many years you've worked they will put you only 3 months it's a human rights issue.
Wow. Oh yeah, I take a car.
Because record for her. Then you was started juma. Ben Susan would say. In top and then Ben take a policy.
But the Ministry of Finance policy, I remember reading a statement from the Ministry of Finance. Say, per the restructuring process, also in the fiscal discipline. I remember reading a statement like that. I almost say that is a policy now. Anyway, but I don't pay Central Medical Stores. Say Yaboka 237 million Ghana cedis worth of Enyema Eshe. Ministry of Health and Ministry of Interior suspects arsonists, but about is saying that state institutions and assets it is a insurance cover. This is not the first time. Market fires are best in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or more office bent down and also about we are able to recount to be brave Gridco. Now say ya apply abestin ko you can say you can intimi as a state as for my Ghana and the necessary ya benefit be man ho adwenche na controller accountant general ni Imani for aye tango chuma menche we say o me na me ka so munya investigation 2 years ago into okra Imani asema odi be kra asem dada Imani for say na mo na mo ka so munya investigation ade no mu yie mo afa ho asem so ameto abonten aye chuma menche Franklin Kujo and the controller accountant general Johnson say edun ketia say MPP for cooking asem munyaka na yele ametepe na mo no yesemo apenso no oba ayo 2004 enti say obi and odi cooking nsem ba free na yele bandia MPP for ore say edun ketia ne central for train komo enra and afi metro mass nsem abetu dwa enti wa twen kire fabrain e wo 0244284486 0244284486 ana ubetimi e the email abreme e wo kaba at myjoyonline.com, kaba at myjoyonline.com. We do make your Twitter page and so Kojo Kaba. Mami fa go straight to the Ministry of Health. Na Dr. Kweku Ajima Mensa Enra press conference so you ni tiawa na back to the studio na fe fan communication.
Estimated total cost of items destroyed by the fire outbreak is 237,798,707 Ghana cedis. The central medical stores usually has 12 months stock levels generally held for each commodity nationally. 6 months stock held at the regional medical stores and 3 months stock at the service delivery point. This will not affect healthcare delivery in the hospitals because all regional medical stores have enough stock that can last for 2 to 3 months. Let me use this opportunity to allay fears of Ghanaians that this will not in any way affect drug supply. The Ministry of Health has informed the National Security to initiate a full-scale investigation into the fire outbreak. This investigation, together with the one being conducted by the Ghana National Fire Service, will inform us about what happened. Let me assure every Ghanaian that the ministry will follow this to the letter, and anybody found culpable, and this will be made to face the full rigors of the law.
If we had put a few things in place, like if we had put some CCTV cameras, if we had fire service personnel here, if we had fire extinguishers here, and a few other things, I think that the damage could have been reduced.
You speak of CCTV. Does that in any way suggest that something foul could have happened?
For now, I can't rule out anything. I cannot rule out anything. I won't rule out sabotage. I won't rule out arson. I won't rule out anything. Yeah.
But the briefing you've received so far, could it in any way suggest arson?
Well, we're expecting the report maybe by Friday. I've spoken to the chief fire officer and the police commander in charge of Tema district. I've asked them to come together and put up a comprehensive report by Friday. So I'm sure by Friday we'll get an interim report. It's a suggestion we are going to make to the various organizations, the Ministry of Health, ECG and the rest of them. They need to put these CCTVs so that at least that alone will scare away people who want to plan mischief. Besides, it will help us in our investigations when there are fires or there is theft or there is anything like that. So that's why it's very useful to have CCTV cameras installed at these sensitive places.
So it wouldn't be mandatory. It would be a recommendation.
It will be a recommendation. It will be a
So
recommendation.
various agencies to decide or not whether or not they want to install them.
That's true, but we will impress upon them the need for them to, put up these CCTV cameras.
All for comedy. One of these days, who they are, you bet your comedy any be near their Kofi Adams and Menkomobia and Edua. But in Pennyfort, Kofi, ma Yenfa, of course, Metro Mass at the end of the day. It is just, but my friend shall say, we'll move on to the central.
Before Kra Metro Mass, my main chair with the tea for Mom Fair and pay. They look, this matter of back pay.
And yeah, Alex
Rigi, it has become very, very clear that a honey, one of the juiciest place, for the year then, omudi cream or mine. It has become very, very clear. By the investigations, findings, reports now, if we both controller and the rest, and the Ministry of Finance, the police by there. Before you engage, obi with Jumanumano, or there we then useki clearance. But ube wana ye fanko for once. Oh, no problem. Ma meye. Oh, ye the IGF. Bet you one cow. Ebi ohwa no krenim no. Omu use IGF with the one cow. Now, almost same year, say, do time I be to uncle. Ye, the idea of each young one. Now, I say, then, as I backdate from the day I found Nipana. Meanwhile, ye the Nipana to on the IGF rules. So, now I say, Tiano from that very first day. So, now, some internalized arrangement. We need to look into all this in detail so that on my Sikano. Found just down.
But if you are a separate issue because one
of
other aspect, so they say, because we know me and your child that you training, we school, you auto skills who are that. We are better there for 2 years.
That was then. In anti-sabium. This time anti-sabium.
The problem is that government didn't explain it to the workers.
That's why I'm saying no. It's not
say. So it is not 3 months.
No, we are very much aware of
agitations
to the point that Krano, you block it. And then America, Nipana about here also. Mayor, the IGF better than beat your home. Your bed is here, a do stage be name easy. A bind become a scapegoat. So we tie our bind's hands. then you are done instead of us focusing the issue so that you able to solutions to problems are face or minor. Now we want to take the easy step. I'm not saying that so we are Juma genuinely. Now of what today you try nipa no kawa, my try nipa no kawa. Say nipa no so about up adjust to me despite the fact that there is a moratorium on recruitment into these agencies. Me read it there, so that from the time no take me pay no. Let's work accordingly. We are beginning to punish this country just too much. And nipa yedena to IGF yetua no IGF no waje IGF we are na sanbeji external one also outcome. So how do we even get refunds? So there's a process of sanitizing the payroll system. Yes, some people may suffer out of that process. You might find another alternative way of dealing with that. Because some people will suffer. I don't know. There should also be a smart way. These biometrics. If you are biometrics, no one call biometrics. Now you within free payroll number. Now the next month, are done. Will be no problem. Maybe political head, be our no baby, onye juma even or controller, and now onye civil servant, or in charge of inputting your figures. Now on yede assembly about this. We need to make our institutions to shoot up, work and work.
Once I start, if you're there, I'll go straight to Imani and controller. Then we tie in that particular issue. Controversy abano needless.
Should I say yes? Of course, needless. And I do information would it to like no more beside there. Why there one for investigation to public
after 2 years.
Okay, there multimedia, my program be Adom praise. More tickets than the space are ever.
How do you know that?
Well, I knew that because people bought tickets or more space. Meanwhile, the room was packed and full to capacity. More investigation. More investigation. More investigation. More investigation to do 2 years. More than 2 years.
Apologizing for.
You just apologize. More the investigation to do.
Say it was for internal process.
It was to improve the process. Until the subsequent ones now, there was what? An improvement. And yet, Bibiana, we are you rush to go and put into the public domain. And it's a one fan to you are and it's there. I join Bonnie be techi. If we sit here and agree, and the multimedia, I join Bonnie. So sometimes, they're very, very careful the way we do our conclusions. Something may be going amiss with our system. And the a credible institution be. Now you know one partner, no more human report and then brain. Now you how you be improving the process. That investigation, out of some investigation report and recommendations, and now various programs. The Give Me system operating under the Oracle program and so on and so forth. The decentralization of various pay system, the biometric system, the head counts, and all those processes are abema who need account number and then even bank information on your pay slip by a certain date in your account. And says more advertising, also our own SNIT numbers, and so on our more movie to make sure that their SNIT numbers reflect on into your all those systems. They were part of the findings. Other findings no cry about happening there. Inputting some information. So when there any controller, and more prepare and for IPPD, various ministries, departments, and agencies now more.
But more final.
All controller for you and they cross check and make sure that information now modified indeed if remove a right, then they will instruct for payment. And to go pick an information that omankasa no mo commission omo ye ho adwuma na why as if there I didn't exist and they are omo cover up omo I will not sit here Kaba to say that Bonnie Kosovo various state agencies. Like I was telling you earlier before I Ayebeshe program yesterday, I would not be wrong to say that we have too many thieves working in this country for
too many thieves.
Ama loopholes no doso. Woko even hospital. A nurse for those times. We are in Nipa, the first person you want to see is a nurse. You see a nurse and you feel that even the mere welcoming situation crowd ubenya no ma unya ayarisa. But in it, they are looking to squeeze the last thing out of you. Even a big crowd in Drua, Yadikode, Yemfam Manko, for them will find a way of even taking it back and selling it. All our institutions are getting.
But if Imani for issue, you say, well, you've addressed it in part, say, I don't know, but the problem is that, of course, there are a lot of problems still fraught with even systems almost seeking to improve. As a result of that, European Commission are suspending your grants and some of the money. We are aware.
All those reports and issues are institutional or more find a reason are part of the engagements with the Britain Hood institutions, discussions in ECOSO. There have been suggestions that say a year na say the payroll management yemfama a private institution no then or handle credible private institution. There are in Yamabi or there or year before the because just at the management of the payroll level and quite a problem no problem be when year na say we just will hand you over my private body there or more still cost no because even more because you have to pay that private agency for handling the services. Meanwhile, the problems nankasa ewo hono nia omo beye no will not solve the problem. That problem, the source problem will still be there because you have not been able to block it. And nyama bi wo ho a ubeye edi do stage bi before you hand over a part of the program. And the ongoing discussions with institutions that need to know. Because in Yamabi, you don't have to come and discuss with the whole world that, oh, Mikoye, say na mehunye, me say na mehunye. Mekaye 1 point, ye binum, if they look. Abai dijuma be a very positive and like if you are able to reduce number of ghost names on the payroll system by so much, let the world know, let the people know. Look, why should we even talk about it? But many work about the issue of ghost names, if you want to accept that term, it's not a new thing. It had been with John Mahama problem, John Kufuor problem, John Rawlings problem. It has been with us for a very long time. All governments have made one attempt or the other to deal with the situation, and there are further improvements. And there are many workers saying some of the processes in Kaba is even inuring to political pain. Na ekose yeah your party our benum is causing us the suspension of payment of salaries to certain category of persons. Maybe our month-to-month provided some information, like maybe nipa genuinely ubeko baby na teachers omuye juma all right, but nipa the bank account emba the slip so. And all those informations, I won't feel they are a very important part of information to enable auditing.
There were a lot of issues with it. Teacher, you know, actually 10 years, so you don't know all these 10 years. One day you wake up and say, "What's your account number?" Does it make sense?
Kaba.
And your colleagues are much there for 12, 15 years. I know you need pay free. One day as you need account number. All 12 years, no much.
National service. National service. Yeah. Tio, every time yeah national service for be ya be ejuma no, it your on cow. Now no yeah, we decided there to do some checks to run through a process. Assembly is here. Look at the number of millions now echo down the drain in the name of paying for service persons. And if you what start here, there are first points of blocks. And America it is causing us politically. Because we take some move now. We genuine workers. Fraudsters are more system. You know what they do? So on pede o mu wia bibi sa o mu be sheda kaba we genuine staff we ye we juma what provided with information no mu sheda eyiwo account number and bank information from your slip, but still there's a way that they will still be able to get your money through to you. Now omo de afenyo marking any Kofi Adams omo ye ghost as it's omo de omo so abehye ho without that information. And you being a genuine worker, you will go for your money. The two of us are ghost in quote or modi share no more feature. No or so if you identify that is the way they do it, you will have to first block that process. And in blocking that process,
right,
we are genuine worker, it will affect you. But me bonia obidi using afenyo and in doing so trying to solve that problem because we a genuine worker it creates a problem for the government of the day. That's all solve the problem because obiti hona ode afenyo marking ni Kofi Adams bi akoshe ho and all using that system to cream the state through the back door. And you are here also would be so that they add some genuine ones. Then we are watching the whole stop here. The genuine ones will start making noise. Then the system will feel that so mu ye de dia and share that no credit ni anko for kanu and I say na enti yenje mu na ye mu. That's why I'm saying it is causing even the political party or of the day through this process. But you have to do something to stop something at a point.
To go through this, what's the point? You say,
my point is that some of these processes into blocking leakages are able to service because of the way the fraudsters operate, it may affect the genuine ones. Alex, that effect, and order you find a quick way of solving through the decentralization of our pay system. Maybe stop any group from questioning any government policy and our government program, say you're genuine. But we are watching there. You're very easy to sit and criticize. Holidays, or my opportunity to come and do a Juma Moye, either read news and host program, and how difficult it is to do it. But uti comfortable chair somewhere na kabaye the program now you there very easy because you are just listening na kabawa there 1 year you say it's so easy to sit afar and then take on and deal with this and now this policy now we here ka obetuma here ka obe say it's very easy comfortably doing so but okotena on the hot seat ubehu
Zavenya Markins come now.
Well I kaba mete minuna the Nesamo can baby me ya journey. Baby so sin tokaka. Patients were Metro Mass. See, for the first time. You know the meta.
And no crowd there, baby. I wanted to tie in control. And
your sure. All you mean you there are being decisive. Because being a transporter myself, I realized that I didn't know cordon union phone more no. It is not a genuine union consensus being we express. I had the in-house politics be. How come they in an organization, managing director on your share, then the deputy the why baby, board chairman why baby, board members one year. So for the first time, let me commend government for that strict decision. That look, you have dissolve a board, management team, Monsetta, because Metro Mass will provide the public service. Look at the frustration and Crawford will go through. And if I have a genuine concern, well, the look, put the necessary things in place Obama edwuma na kodo. But I had the in-house politics be deputy managing director no do. Why are them board chairman no? Nti for the government to take a decision, they look overnight. Muina mufio na obi take over. Na 1 year restructuring no. Provided there a restructuring and our concerns na or one obosho na address na metro mass akodo no. Many aben yadwin. Now two. Many Kofi Yadwin there. The decision by government there, the payroll fraud in addressing it, you know, will take a decision be about affecting Krofo because public sector workers in Biwa were a thieves. You have been in government for 6 years. This is your 7th year. If you know there will be a we, next in Biwa or we are, what has stopped you from reporting or letting the person face the full rigors of the law? Into the most sweeping statement, just as Obi make against politicians. Warren Jintum.
Is it not a fair comment? Because your examples, midwifery, the National Midwifery Council report about in the Ghanaian Times, your example at the National Service Secretariat, civil servant, public servants, duping the state.
So why don't you deal with them?
Is it not a fair comment?
Kaba, if you say that we have thieves, our system no more, I would dupe Abena. The next question is that have you put in the support systems to identify these thieves as you allege and to bring them to book? You see, it's easy to just merely comment. But you are in government. You are not in your first year. Any second year. Since was 7th year, in phase 1, it is still no, the one casa there, is it, and that is one thing about them obeying. Government officials still talk there, they are in opposition. That is my problem. Obeying paying for what good our casa. If a TVA, or friend then, interior minister, or warehouse, Asho, or Sabia, or suspect arson, sabotage, into no feed into what the CCTV cameras. The Macassa no idea me and your market. I'm in opposition. No idea Macade. Sent what the CCTV cameras was a boha. Into the Mazi Wobotu Wihun. What by the mobile. But if you are in government, a home minister or Director General Ghana Health Services, a bem painful, there were national security or BNI. That's a one dream of what there. A government warehouse, Sabio in over $500 million worth. Over $400 million worth. Oguo, that's a young gentleman there, or the CCTV. In them, Kofu will fake a Obi own a two-bedroom apartment in Po, or CCTV when if he Areba, or own there, or the Woboy gate and in the Woboy gate. So if a government official, or Tumu Nano, minister, cabinet minister, for that matter, or Tumu Nano no Kade, Senche, ya the CCTV, ya the CCTV. It tells you the level of competence our government officials in war and now to the one attitude towards governance. Indeed, they are still talking there. Well, opposition are warrior campaign they want to have more. You don't sit in government. The power to take decision, take a decision. In Zama Kwachua, then you start to run your mouth. I find it very unfortunate. And in America, there, yes, it's okay for my brother Kofi to say that yeah, well, thieves, before fraudsters in the system. It's good to say that look, but when you are saying this as a somebody, you are in government, and also that we have responsible people in government, our ministerial appointments, and they've not just been there for a year or two, they've been there for 6 years. So what is government policy? I mean, no problem because Minyol Kase Kaba in there obi a teaching or pass out. Immediately we're recruiting and if training college since you're a college of education, a pass out we are post to. So government can have a database and know that you were from a Wesley College of Education and 400 and what pass it out. We post one to we'll take one biometric data. Obi him there Winchi College and now Commander College and for them. Yeah, but nurses are when you know Winneba a community nursing honum Cape Coast a nursing school and now to the a triple praso and now security also the nurses in our pass out into work waka we post one. You won't tell me that you are implementing a policy blindly because there's fraud in the system. Obi no bana waka yejuma nurse nya watene juma 2 years into an account. How do you expect the minimum onto munhwe na ebusiafo? Then you come out and say the look, I say 3 months pay na yebutuo. Why? It's not fair. It is just not fair. You are encouraging that person to engage in some criminal activities in the hospital. Kofi ka say, okay, bibi the nkano, a year na say a hospital. Who first point of a contact and an interface your nurse. It was so much expectation on nurse but show why them, and they onto them. Why don't onto them? The means a man kiti or demotivate one. Into the much as a bang a pede or implement a policy be payroll fraud na admin na obe season. Mesra aben today. In so doing, innocent citizens, Ghanaians, hard-working nurses, hard-working teachers, hard-working civil servants they've been properly posted at the time why the Juma was asked for men. I better make sure that they don't suffer. Now national service. Let me mertete, ombe official. Then paying for the watching one now. What court no? 170 being there. In repayment no. Wabache there. In the other one, sabi wait to an amount be abwa banka na and some ho oh Mr. Mertete kabate you
I'm not a lawyer.
oh unja Mr. Mertete that's why I'm choosing my words carefully. Mr. Mertete,
that is the way they start always.
Mertete
Do not say it.
Kofi Bayezi na makasa Mr. Mertete, the national service assembly. What is in the public domain there? In paying for our national service, won't be no.
Our prosecute one.
No. The information out is that in paying for our national service secretariat, no washa one, no wabo, abandon the Macau. What did the meeting be ashishim? The miscanabo to come here. That is the information out.
We know that.
Good. And I miss Mertete today. The men paying free binum.
What's it then?
What's there? Name repayment. What boy one? Wakakasa there. And yet there in one what did you know? Oh, what's the name repayment? What boy one wakasa. Intino, Embrepano, you're training.
Darling.
Oh, say, or Boba, Anna said you'll be catching a court there with the fraud or man. And saying you don't put up defense, Anakaba.
Of course.
So I'm saying that at the right time, the person is in court, isn't it?
So you better the.
Oh, I'm saying that court. In his defense.
There, no,
in the person's defense, okay? If it's not the deal.
Anyway,
sure.
It's the matter in court. Because sure. Can be Mr. Question.
Oh, they be me
see for more time as Kofi Meba to see I wrap up on this one.
So you were omeyimu. There's a too much to take decisions. Aben ni sikasam one schedule ye. Aben ne japaze one fan to na queen. Na se the min paying for what the man. Enye afikol. Onye amfe bin. Onye mfe basa. Nembom mfe son. Na nzama yabaka do ye bibi trutruba. Nzama bia sebe. You expect that in normal course of management, we will put in place and on time. 1 year. Na sasemisa na wa start to work on kasa de oh in China you free there them then why are you there? Them give me see finance minister Ozibe. Oyaza me feel there senche wo ye na wa ye ya obobo ye nyina. So give me so ho ministries be one releases one farmer because they've not complied with
the
procedure. At the same time, it's there. On paying the office, give me and it's supposed to be complied with across board. It's supposed to be applied all over the place. But Iboko chief of staff in office, and ne budget 7 million no we release 48 million and the returns in you one give me no yeduma whereas a water region because of gives me 2 million oil that we release them on as approved through appropriation no 1,222,000 because I finance minister so per day give me oil yeduma a brown half 1,400,000 because give me oil yeduma meanwhile chief of staff no office is it we release 48 million when Nanka Sempowa request 7 million it is on the 41 million Ghana city was here bazi and one of give me on yeduma na and some maybe say
Kofi, you're happy up on this one.
Just before, just short wrapping up. Luckily,
it should be short wrapping up.
Luckily, and I pay Ubo Minister for Interior and the Voice. Mo journalist na obisa no question. And I know kade anu yinim. Also one, there is no CCTV camera to make a conclusive statement that say and I say no unruly BBR then out. And you will catch the chief fire officer and the regional police commander for Tema region. Among 1 week, there were more investigations, no more than more form report. And he said, Nipa Kasa Sebeya, Boni Beng na Ewum. Tema Central Stores, and 6 years old, and 8 years old. And they say, say CCTV ni hwa. You don't sit here and behave as if you see Tema Central Stores a year ago and 2 years ago.
But that's on that matter, no, on that specific matter, as a man now let's seek it to say, even if other government have passed on, you are in government the last 6-7 years. By explanation. By explanation.
We are all listening. We are all listening.
But you should rather have it there.
We are all listening. More as a panelist.
Yes.
For the other listeners that you will come and make such a. It was a question in BBC. Now, in answering that question, Nipanim there were a minister. They were very responsible in his answers. Just action. And I want to mean Kade, you are taking off action. You see, he said he's not excluding anything, but or chain investigation. 2, who call the operations of the presidency and the chief of staff. There was some time ago. Now, between the MP before Kasao, more day about the operations of the chief of staff office, the presidency office, and the rest. And Kojom Pienim, President Kufoni, chief of staff, is because they don't know how that office works. And now, Omobekania, Mia Omoka. There are a lot of things that ACO or Minima. That office, now they then or responded to it immediately. One planning, cry and cow planning. Any under any ministry, biaso, and no ministry can respond to it immediately. The presidency must respond. Akwakweye today, common fund. Yeah, they call this assembly and an MP share of the common fund. When the MP share of the common fund, emergency be bad. The process are no fire are using the fund faster and quicker than the normal process are. The other funds and the other process be go through. Even though albeit you may not be able to spend beyond your allocation, but a ban of presidency that is not the case. And as if they will, because this was it, and this was what you were. It was reported to you and the Nipanaya Boni. You may say so because you've not had the opportunity to be in there. But it will be your opportunity to be in there from your side and not catch on there. Munye kum na munye din is because you have not operated in that system before. You don't know how it works. Look, teachers trained on a posting system different from nurses. It's not every nurse that is trained that will be posted. You know,
well, to say the policies that nurses, and I can tell because my sister, we nursing training 2 years ago. You know, to say we are Ubetro application. We are working interview.
That's the thing. You go through a process.
But so, you see, when you are giving the appointment letter, she was giving the appointment letter.
What I'm saying is that
last November, and then Niba pay by.
Yeah, make a say 2 years. Your man appointment.
Yes.
And the end of the back pay yeah then buy because your money panel appointment. Your appointment. Now was sorry feel there. Oh, me say now you are putting the blame on government. The nursing system of posting and yet the same as the teacher system of posting. Those time teacher training college and now college of education. Who we are, there's a way of doing it or no straight. Now we call a teacher when you say nurse for who we are. You go through a certain process, and we shouldn't confuse the two.
All right, also wrap up. Moving on. We have other issues to deal with.
And I stated clearly that in trying to solve a problem, surely it will create another. Sometimes police for erect checkpoint. Now, omo check cars. Adesas are be boots to check your boots to do this. Now, we are genuine. Maybe we are criminal. It wastes your time also. We are the ones who even complain most. As MCP, they say police for how can police secure us if they cannot erect barriers at that point to be checking vehicles So, in doing their work, genuine work to protect you, it will affect you, the genuine ones also. It will cause you some delay. Now, sad delay na Afenyo Markin, honorable, is not willing to suffer that delay, but he wants protection at the same time. How can you be protected by the police if you are not ready to stay through some traffic for them to check the cars? It's
Alex,
not possible.
You're wrapping up on this matter.
It's not
finish
possible.
up with cocaine. Quick one.
A cover interviewer, Interior Minister, or Grante, Ose, if there had been a CCTV,
Then he can, based on the question.
Kofi,
There was a question.
Kofi, I have kept quiet. I know you are the type who is courteous to your colleagues on the but let me finish.
The question.
Let me finish.
Kasa.
Oh, NDC, can you be tolerant? Interior Minister, we're interviewing. If there had been a CCTV, and check, immediately. My question is, Atna NDC, you've been there for 6 years. Abazintina was a sabay, my ben for ba.
CCTV.
Na ehuda mazia. Dentina, a big installation. Yewo nzama nebo awesome or menebo otidam when you CCTV. So you have now seen the CCTV in your own cost of 10,000 Ghana cedi.
Yes, it's sad because of CCTV.
You could have easily identified.
My ignore question.
Okay? So when everybody is watching you and they are seeing how intolerant you are, so the point is that it is not about there. As a minister, you can be a baby painful. If in a 1 year, 6 years, 7th year, you've not been able to tell us anything. Manareka there, a lecture there, Tedamadi or Hodamadi or one and Asuzi, one and a Juman or I don't enjoy it. And that is one thing the ma being they have failed because Asamaba it exposes them. The Abemina Watson, Wunim Azoy the way. 2, Chief of Staff Nasama making. You see, Yenina Yajatum there are leakages. In our finance minister, why do you on your team of experts was look? Yen for give me on any base. The answer na ben best spend is ikano. Or you're there, the misikano or pass through some procedures process and all that. Number 2, answer na ben best spend is ikano. Or there, the margin of the parliament. No parliament is approved. Now say if all ministries won't releases, Minister of Finance say, who meet certain criteria and to mean release. Voter region, we use the voter region as an example. The whole year, after money in Ara, voter region, voter, a Benzema a year property in parliament was 2 million Ghana cedis. And as at December now, what buy for yen a budget year, you know, a bank release 222,000 Ghana cedi only. The explanation there because of gift miss. Intino will release in can. Then the question is that chief of staff in office is also supposed to be covered by the gift missing. Chief of staff, on him all the misika over here for emergency and all that, also there, or per 7 million pay war 2014 budget. So you approved the whole 7 million. Yanka de yato chief of staff nankasa no records or the so if as of September, now the chief of staff was spending 48 million kaba, are you telling me? And Kofi Adams in his sincere mind, now do not have power there. A government are upright no there, probity, accountability, and transparency, or your hallmark. You tell me that chief of staff, one request and same has been approved 7 million as of September, was spending 48 million. When government institutions are winning 400,000, 300,000, won't release him on, and you are telling me there, or you're normal, transparency be what?
You see,
oh yeah, well,
because or submitting.
Maybe. I'm telling you there, with the gift me system, no, the chief of staff, the maximum he could have had with all his money. Okay. But you couldn't have gotten 48 million. This is something that all of us question there.
So point is that Uncle Mbeji they should come back to Parliament to ask
of course. Okay. Or if gift me system no, is being implemented transparently and across board without discrimination, because if you are telling me there, obedience, why you do 2 years? Because you want to control the system. You now cap it there no matter how long he has worked, you know, but you're in just 3 months.
Okay.
Obi a teacher is 3 months. Then the chief of staff's office of the president. Office of the president is not above the law.
I'm down with this.
Office of the president on here above the law.
Because my area matters on both sides.
It's not about it. I need to go. It's not about. This is not about.
I'm raising a fair comment. Then I will react again.
You see, not too long ago, you were hand on mobile catcher there. Bank of Ghana cannot account for MPP for year. Bank of Ghana cannot account for money. They have spent some money. They have done this. They can't account. They did this. Money is missing. Meanwhile, Omwankasan admitted that the officer now that was the one who could not provide the information. You see, I quoted Kojom Pienim, who has been a chief of staff before to President Kufuor. That Mokasa like Honorable Afenyo Markin, you can pardon them. Anything that sometimes they send them because they have not.
Are you by saying
of course, he has been there. So he is an authority when it comes to the operations there.
That's when you overspend your budget.
You see, okay. I would have had a problem if the office of the president, headed by the chief of staff, into my accounted for the additional monies that they went for. But because it has not reached that stage, and reaching that stage, then you start shouting. That it's like Obi Ton
fiscal discipline.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that
can be request through the finance
minister. But who says that they didn't request?
Why?
Did he just take it himself? Who says he didn't request?
And the deficit you
cannot do without requesting from the finance minister. Why? Does the chief of staff print his own money? So the chief of staff is not printing his own money. Every expenditure that is done by the chief of staff is on request. The only thing is that he has requested more than budgeted for because many other things that were not possibly planned for came in that have to be attended to. Now, to me, because everything was going to go smoothly. There was not going to be this situation. There was not going to be that situation. So we can deal with everything. Saying that's a incident BC in your neighbor's house. So they have to move in. So you have to break some walls and do this and do that. Because this is what I said I was going to spend. Even when you can ask for it, that is the presidency.
All right, Kofi,
we run an executive president.
Alex,
an executive president.
Let's wrap up on this. Move on to
I thought you said that we need time on the issue because over the time.
No, once I give you, I must give him
some areas.
I must be fair.
I speak first.
No,
so according to other areas, I'll come in again.
You spoke first,
yes,
and then he spoke second,
yes,
and you have come to speak again.
That's what I'm saying.
I must give you. I must be fair and balanced.
Other areas,
and he will speak when
the
he's
other
done.
areas.
When he's done, I'm moving on to cocaine matters.
The intolerance of
other areas.
When he's done, I'm moving on to cocaine matters.
The intolerance of
Alex, let's make progress. You don't give me one on my program. No.
I'll come into it.
No problem.
No. But I reserve the right to comment on it.
But I reserve the right. I reserve the right to make you make that comment because I'm going according to time.
You can't force me to comment on a subject that maybe I feel that I'm an uncomfortable when I have not finished.
Am I forcing you to comment on? Which subject am I forcing you to comment on?
Don't push me on to another one when I feel that I have not exhausted the subject.
Now when I run the program,
I'll sit there, but you can't zip my mouth.
I'll zip your mouth.
Okay, we'll see.
Alex, let's make progress.
Hey, Kaba. Just a Ghana for washing her wapenchim, wotin so wapenchim. I'm just being very sincere on this submission. There, budget hearing. Regional ministers are wabay. They lamented one assembly being there. What bumpun will feel petrol, diesel. Now what's a bay with their team.
What's my specific example?
Because
Minister Bang.
Brong a half or complaining.
So free food.
Yes, of course. I'm giving you can phone in. I'm not lying. Okay? Brown Hafu, for instance. Water regional minister or lamente. The one free one and Zama. One suppliers. They are not willing to supply them. Because one release it. One is to come on. And the whole thing was gift miss. Masama making you. If gift miss, or a whole regional coordinating council won't to function because or they won't meet certain criteria. The question is, office of the president is not above the law. No matter what, even national security will exceed one budget. National security, if your budget in 2014, they didn't exceed. They were within. I'm saying that if chief of staff, why request for 7 million, knowing that with all the emergencies, the unexpected now, why request for 7 million? Now, if you request for 7 million, you will give me system nature there. Say you exceed the budget, the system will not allow you to enter into and spend. All that I'm saying. Why would government release take 48 million instead of 7 million? Deny other government agencies, maybe to the National Media Commission.
But is it a fair conclusion to draw? Say because office of the president spend and other state agents budget. How do you draw that conclusion?
I'll give you an example. Maybe to the SADA, okay? SADA, we approved for them for 2014. Okay? We approved over 50 million for them. As of September, zero release. And
you think that SADA Fosikani the Koma president?
That was their justification. When I asked that, why exceed appropriation? Look, you've exceeded the 200 million that we approved for Office of Government Machinery. Okay? Now, if Chief of Staff was spending 48 million,
wrap it up.
Because you see that other departments and agencies are you've had zero releases. What's happening there? And what was on B and a Y, right? Which is wrong. Which is very wrong.
We always have
so if you can I finish? Can I finish? Supplementary budget did not take care of it. It was not part of the supplementary
budget. That's why we have supplementary.
It was not part of it.
All right.
How can you know that?
The budget is
6 minutes to wrap up.
I have the report here.
Yeah, the National Lucky Herbal Center now or Lucky Herbal Mixture. Treat malaria. This time, say a time I want malaria hankophobia. It is a malaria chill. Now, no to now to me, Nidia. A Lucky Herbal Mixture. Lucky Herbal Bitters, any Nicole capsules, wow, MLTV to Coquase, Edify, or MLTV, and home Enya Homeka. Sir, when any idea better to now, Peso Pamona, a lucky ointment. It teach you any apropos, what they say, what an eye dry, and so much name free move bar. Ahia na proper koyo lucky ointment if you say wuyam usane niema on na onya ho ka na page system lucky pegative capsules and I can farm afi say ringworm and utiri ntimi mfu yeah say apempem pese pakakrakrai e ba ko lucky cream na ye de asrasra na enwi na timi afu ama ehho atimi atoyin baby a yeton dupa bia won sabe timi aka bia tu fonko gomwa oga kromo the Winneba Soedo Road Kaneshi First Light Green Building opposite Accra Academy Kufodia Old Estate State Traffic Light enche ombe water crade enche ombe osunyan tema branch community 2 and share the same fence with Mono Club or Adom FM Kane Adom FM community 2 hora for 0243 201244 0277 465855 Lucky Herbal Clinic why lucky so ye can for super septic na ye de ama ye drusrum kwa udigu o septic tank mu a once na enka bone na afi ebe meswate nti se bi afi na se nka otwe ne mprenu a ebi a ne obetwe ne ba akopɛ ne bi kra wo ntwekra enam enema a womodi afra biodegradable kofi na biology nti onu nim sa ne ma na yemi pa ne mabi wo a ye digu aduro no nti ekogu agana no so a na anonom no na adane nsuo na echese septic tank no de bia na ekofom e de ama enu nti se wo mpese enka bone uwura agana biem na akọ flash wiye na opia obi antimi nwura ho enka bone odo super septic be yin afri ho okoba bi obon se agana once na bebre ntefre ne ade de bia no so betimi apamon na afi o septic tank no e reduce ne levels na de ama etufo enfo mani kire Natural Organics Limited, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Veridian Shop, Makola Shopping Mall, Encrying. And also, said that the enterprise, Aveno Junction, Encrying Yara, with you after 057 5891 266 0244 089159 after 020 8973 667 now on the penny for Kasa. Could we wrap it up with cocaine matters? There was no yeah, but about so now they account. Could we have a music cocaine? You found to MPP force because no munim who be ana Kaba Onima Woko Mikruma Yawa Kasabi. Boom. Yeah. Boom constituency. Yeah. Say more just one source of water for drinking. Now we drew her now maybe a more say in Suno at that time. You don't fetch the water. We train Sunia maybe be a settler. Then you go and talk. And then Ama NDC Yatina Hua Ama Nkofwa Kasa Uma Kanya Umbeka Uma yes. There were a few responses here and there. And in run a year there. Ma yes titi ena meka le enwi ode yin na yibisa the relevant questions is here and a due time na ye like I'm not saying that I'm just using it as a figurative at that time no when they have muddied the water one saying so no woko sanso no kura untumi use so no for anything and we train us settle we are na wakanya ewo ho na yele ametefe na se me yechi no se muti the first comments I buy na first picture omudi can to social media no that NDC obabi okan yen campaign ho no oyo no na ya chi no for cocaine that Sunday afternoon all over echo viral if he den adwen ben na ewo MPP fonti eno mbekọ akofa NDC oba no owo Ghana as a party nyom no mo yes ewo Ghana ha oye ne juma genuine Ghanaian okoso a oye juma sweating to build a better Ghana no mudi ni phone be kwa akoto de ono na ya che no for cocaine enye no kre and because of that NDC any aban nim hubi that was one second one omusi Besiano kon or the diplomatic passport crown or then or the two crime. Omo can send bebre. Omo a lot of information. Omo penny for crab a catcher there. Besiano, why facial surgeries? By 3. Me a fenyo marking what I mean on ye me friend, me boson me name say
Oko Hospital, how many times in Oko Hospital a day or a month I mean, I will only know that I feel mark in Oko Hospital once every month. So I may close padia minenabo. And it's when you that information there, nipa na ye 3 facial surgeries, then they should know the person very, very well. Apart from that, also nipa no okita more than 1 Ghanaian passports. Also kita obi kura about 10. And the minimum number of passports are Lady Nikita. The next point, according to them, yantiwo na yele ametefeni statement there. Ono kono, ono abayo obi na omukoyo. But MPP for no mudi kama yesa information. No. The okodru hokura ono yechi no wo first class section no. Ena niya omuka ne ho no omuti ye no omuye den omugwane ye. Enti esa MPP mpenifo no time men omuko interview the other girls no eno mu hu there oh ye chi omu panyi no eno mu gwane ye eno mu fa certain process mo mu de be pie wo Ghana ha kaba wadwen da ho na ubisa all these questions na hu you can see where the list is, then come through the trial process. Na yele ametefe be catcher there on 2004 and na ye introducing to SAR process, including big time politicians and people in government.
No, people in authority.
People in authority. And na April so there, and a deputy interior minister then, ne stepson, and then na yele ametefe, and na omuko omunam.
Papa no say nyane ba o.
I said, Mankade neba, Mrs. Step. Mankade neba, Mrs. Step son. Deputy Interior Minister, we are in charge of NACOP. We checking Drew, Bonnie Hunsam and the rest. On this step son, any BCA no more than Omunam. Who put all these together? Now, the reaction of the MPP quickly to push blame on somebody, Kaba. You don't need to be a rocket scientist.
And what is the conclusion you would draw?
You don't need.
What conclusion could Adams draw?
That conclusion is
from all these conspiratorial theories.
Kaba.
Oh, propounding.
Kaba. Now, no. Say me too na kumia fu de. Say obebua MPP. Say ebanu indru boni ho asem, drugs and the rest. I prepare nka ompa ne nkofo mo kas ompa ho cho de. Mo nka asem kora. Mfo okay, mamunkasa. Because mukasa be high. Din ebe better. Because NDC are buying and the NDC party continue to fight illicit drug. The yamu ta men ko hwe utwin. Munye nta uye den a unya kakra wo ho. Munye ntafo. Na wa sorry ade bia wo hwe kakra de o me ye penyi enti kakra wo hin me ye penyi kakra wo hin me wa ya hu monta. Where will you get the kakra? Because this, you know, I've been struggling for a kakra in drug related matters that don't exist in the NDC. Yen yebekoso a fight it has become very clear that all the allegations now one, Besiano did not travel on any diplomatic passport. Indeed, records no chede o free Ghana hakrano and no Austrian passport.
No the two.
And no the two.
Very well. Alex, young point.
The NDC a party we over a period. Watch when you soon one ban. The Sazini Tuntuma. Or 10 and I fit ampa on your wasn't. Or may moha say a casa na a summon when you made there uchu one. No ya zibia warrior. One shower hoba. No what do. Share asama a brente okake okumase immediately obiso a lunatic. Obiso CPP for one general secretary.
Okay.
No. This is 50 kwete. Fifi Kwete, Honorable Fifi.
Nobody.
Oh, can I finish? No, come on.
Me person be exactly the words we use here, but when you see the word lunatic, or you see a certain word,
demon possessed.
I'll look for it. But don't introduce any other because your time has gone. But I'll look for exactly what Fifi said.
There was no use of lunatic.
Alex, Kasa, me time has gone. Kofi, Mr.
Obi Baka Chande Onye elevation.
Can cocaine once a
Oh, me
time has gone.
Taking my advice, cocaine, your own cohort.
Now,
cocaine, they can't
if it gets to the West, what's so mediocrity? NDC. Erabe in there, what's your MPP time? Oh. Oh. Ghana Funina Washimo ended up. Now, I expect the General Secretary of NDC, just said, Sebio, with his experience in politics, if Obia or lower than the position or address a press conference now, I would have forgiven that person. But for he himself, as General Secretary, to address the press conference, to say those things, Nankasa, no credibility, no image politically, as Abafum. In the sense that how on earth can you, as a government, Obi or to plane him was a cocaine, was a command. Nimpano so onya diplomatic protection with UK through UN High Commissioner. How on earth would she ever dream? There, Obotumo the demo cocaine they do UK.
If you are not links for how obey them. Oh, if you are not links for
drugs, do they give them any diplomatic?
It's a question, maybe sir. And random gusa maybe sir. Alex,
how could this lady have ever dreamt of them what the cocaine basin in hard war playing mono? Obotumo de Chemo Hitro. A government, it will in charge of national security. VVIP one Rabeni UC. In them paying for our aid ma or yet the margin. Say I'm para there. The main rabbi adore ye. It was not because of certain lapses. Why is it that Aben, why did Tribunum are also trying one for abatement of crime? When certain things happened some years ago, NDC Futumekado, I'm paying Kufo, or you're not setting the Obashe, Ma Nzama, Nuduecha, even where Pape Operation Westbridge or airport, I'm paying Kufo, why launch the Mazida look, when you invest in Sikade, or make sure that we are controlling Nzama. Tama or Mampeyin Mills.
But Operation Westbridge, and also it encountered problems in all time.
It was even to stop it from going out, not from coming in. Operation Westbridge,
Kofi Adams,
UK for
Kwana. So I don't know any face me time I don't know before beating on the door.
Oh,
30 seconds.
The usual
the time was already
the usual
now. The usual 45. We catch now. Don't deny it. I told you.
The usual NDC intolerance. If that is what you want to demonstrate, you could go ahead.
May straight time for you there 9 o'clock na airport.
Don't worry, you can go ahead.
Face it.
Intino, the press conference that was here, just as you put it, it was needless. No, just as you asked. I rather take it rhetorical. Or you're very needless. Because for NDC as a party, they've demonstrated that they will never come out sincerely and admit, the Madi Yayam Fumdo, even where genuine problems are confronting them, even where, as a result of one incompetence, economic situation are worsened, will find ways to say, or your election petition. When the same year our election petition they had foreign direct investment going. So
National Organizer of the NDC, Kofi Adams, and then Kwamina Afenyo Markins, Alex Dienimu, a member of Parliament in Mayfutu, when for the Master Sanope Mbabwai. Nana Yadre now. Center come out to train. BCCU. May the time, may real time you be crack a man fire ward in our more chain. It's the other say, go the team who put all this together. Panelists and cameramen, sound, light, floor, director, also no the birthday, so a higher dry you here, officer. Intinina, no idea, Yami Adom, Chanam Betnasi, American Wasem. Within the Kaba, yes, yeah, no, we could see, so 2 p.m. Pepe, 9 fan Komaka and 12. So now I have 4 Tanasi and Komaho, yet 12.